Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kevin Kreuter, and I'm with Youth for Christ here in Indian River County. And on behalf of the entire Youth for Christ team, we just hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. You know, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. And yes, it's one of my favorite holidays because of the amazing food. It is one of my favorite holidays because it's time with family who, if I'm being honest, I don't give enough time to at other times of the year. But one of the things I also love about Thanksgiving, one of the things that makes it among my favorite holidays, is the opportunity to intentionally reflect on all that God has done and to be able to give him thanks for it. And we're in a season like that with Youth for Christ, not just because of Thanksgiving, but because God has been showing up in such amazing ways that we can't even help but to give thanks to him. And we're thankful now for the opportunity to celebrate some of these things with you. And so just a few short weeks ago, we had our first night of worship and camp fundraiser. If I'm being completely honest, we had absolutely no idea how it was going to go. We didn't know if there would be 20 people there or 200 people there. We didn't know if we would raise $5 for camp or $5,000 for camp. And it was such an amazing time together. And so we're thankful to God for that. And we're thankful to you. Thank you to those who were able to come out and participate. Thanks to those that gave. We had a wonderful hour of worship with brothers and sisters in Christ from various churches, various denominations, and various places throughout the Treasure Coast gather together. And it was just a beautiful picture as we honored the Lord for who he is and all that he has done. And in the midst of that context, we had our camp fundraiser. And through the generosity of God's people, we were able to raise $4,000 for camp. And so that gave us the ability to provide scholarships for students who otherwise would not have the opportunity to go. And so because of God's goodness, because of your generosity, we were able to send students to be able to unplug, disconnect, get out of their context, be together in Christian community with their leaders, and to have opportunities to hear and to respond to the gospel and to walk deeper in discipleship with their leaders. And so we're so grateful. Thank you so much, and thanks be to God. Speaking of camp, we are getting ready in just a few days to host our high school winter camp. Now, we've been able to do this every year, and God always shows up in amazing ways. And so the weekend of December 6th, we are going to be hosting our high school camp. We already have 25 students that are planning to come and 5 leaders that are going to go with them. And so first and foremost, I would ask for your prayers. Pray that God will continue to do the amazing things that he does, that he will penetrate the hearts and minds of these students, and that it will just be a wonderful and fruitful time together at camp. And so we're thankful to God for the opportunity for this high school winter camp to take place. And we are really looking forward to hear how God works. Because at these camps, God gets a hold of students' lives. The seeds that have been planted, we see the harvest from them. And in fact, at this particular camp coming up, we have multiple students who are going to be baptized. Students who came to faith through our Campus Life program and now want to take that step of faith and be baptized. And so we're very excited about that. Speaking of students coming to faith in the Lord, I know I gave an update last month, but now all of our numbers are in. We have had the opportunity to present the gospel clearly at all 6 of our ministry sites. So that's our middle schools, our high schools, and the Hibiscus Children's Village. And I am so grateful to say that there was not one single ministry site that didn't have at least one student profess faith in Christ. And so when all is said and done, we had 19 first-time commitments to Jesus. And so we are just so thankful and completely blown away by all God has done. Just to give you an idea of kind of what God is doing in the bigger sense, 2 years ago, in our entire year, including campus life throughout the school year and our middle school and high school camps throughout the year, we had 17 students commit their lives to the Lord. Just last school year, we had 29 students commit their lives to the Lord. And now, in just a couple short months before any of our camps have taken place, already 19 students have professed faith in Christ. And we are excited to see how high that number goes throughout the year. Not because we're numbers driven, but because all of those numbers represent students whose lives have been impacted by the gospel, eternities that have been changed. And so, of course, we want that number to be as high as possible. And we're thankful that God is growing our impact in this area, and we're excited to see how much more he does so. And so thank you again for your support. Thank you for your prayers. And thanks be to God for all the wonderful work that he's doing. You know, as we come to the end of the year, I do have to bring this up as well. We are so thankful for the opportunities that have been afforded to us to be able to do ministry right here in Indian River County, to have deep impact with 11 to 19-year-olds, both on school campuses and off school campuses. God has increased our ministry sites. He has increased our staff, and he has given us vision for the future. We know the next schools that we are hoping to be in this school year and into next school year. And as we come to this time at the end of the year, and we're assessing where we are financially and looking at where we need to be, both to finish the year strong, as well as to plan for next year, we know that there is a number that's out there that needs to come in. And so we have been trusting the Lord, and we've been praying to the Lord that he would continue to provide for the ministry that he has called us to. And so I would just like to talk to you, our supporters, our friends, our advocates, and first and foremost, ask for you to pray. To pray that God would provide through his people for the continued work of Youth for Christ and our existing ministry sites, as well as for where he's leading us to. And I would also ask you to prayerfully consider giving a year-end donation to support the ministry that we're doing, as well as to sow seeds for the ministry that is yet to come. And so you could do this very easily on our website at yfcirc.com. There's a donate button there. You're welcome to mail a check into our office at P.O. Box 651455, Vero Beach, Florida 32965. Or just give us a call and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. But we appreciate your support. We appreciate you considering giving a year-end gift, and we appreciate your prayers that God would continue to fund the ministry that he has called us to, so that we might continue to have impact and even grow our impact in this area, so that kids would come to know Jesus and commit their lives to him and to follow him forever. Thank you so much. God bless you.